I don't want to say philosophies or what you guys do for your programs. Do you guys have any questions particular to training? You know, what you guys do throughout the season, what times to do what, competition, what you're doing in your room, nothing? Come on.
Can you answer those questions?
Answer all those questions? All right.
Well, one of them.
Okay, so I'll give you guys a rundown of what we do. Now, I was kind of explaining it to Oscar a little bit that I'm not saying it's easier to do it at college, but we have time. I am a full-time paid college coach. You know, people ask me, they say, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a Division I college coach. Really? That's all you do is coach? And I'm like, pretty much. Like, you don't teach? No, just I coach. Like, oh man, that's easy. Well, from the outside it does look easy, all right? But I am a coach, a recruiter, a mom, a dad, a psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, trainer, whatever you want to call it. I am all those hats, all right? Just like Mike, okay, and our other people on staff. Oh, thank you. Okay? So, you know, our day is spent kind of catering to our athletes. I'm going to kind of talk about some college, not college in particular, but what I think you see a lot, what we do as training is completely different and not the norm compared to most colleges. I went to Minnesota and I was up at 6 a.m. We did our run, we did our lift, went to class, lunch, went to class, came back for an afternoon workout, went home, ate, did homework, went to bed. That was our everyday kind of thing. And the reason why I think coaches in college still do that, because they have to, in the sense of they see high school. They see how high schools run. You guys are very limited. I respect what you guys do because you guys are limited on time. If you guys are going to get a second workout in, when is it going to be? Before school, right? If you guys are going to get a lift in, probably before school. So I think that it's ingrained into college coach's head that that is how it needs to be. If you guys were able to devote somewhat of the time that we can on the college level, you would see a huge difference in a lot of the programs. We cater to our athletes. We know that, you know, academics is going to be a premium at Cornell. There's going to be guys who have engineers, pre-med and whatnot, and they might be up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning studying. So to get them up at 6 a.m. for their morning workout is not conducive to their training, not conducive to their academics, not conducive to life. All right. Most of you guys know what it's like to be have sleep deprivation, or be sleep deprived. You're pretty much drunk when you're sleep deprived. So there was a study done about getting, you know, X amount of time for sleep, how employees, athletes, they function better, they feel better, and you know, I'll be one to kind of say, if you think you feel good, you're good. You know, your mind plays extremely a huge role in, you know, how you compete and how you do academically. So, going back to what I was saying is, you know, our training thing, we lift 3 days a week. Okay, we lift 3 days a week. We lift Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. On a Monday, we get up. We have our they do a drift lift on their own. In the afternoon, we have our afternoon practice, and that's what we do for the day. On Tuesday, we have our one scheduled practice in the afternoon. Wednesday, that's our wrestling practice. On Wednesday, we have our team lift in the afternoon and a drill. Then on Thursday, we have our scheduled afternoon practice. On Friday, we have our scheduled afternoon practice. And then on Saturday, we have a team lift and a drill. That sounds pretty easy. But what we do as coaches, which I wish high school coaches could do the same because your athletes will get so much out of it, we do a lot of individual workouts. I think you design your programs, and you guys all have a common philosophy. You know, you got some teams that are great on top. You got some teams that are awesome with legs. Some teams are great on their feet. They run front headlocks. They do all these different things. That's great, and that's fundamentals of your team. When we have our afternoon practices, we go over the fundamentals that everybody should know. We don't do anything different than any other 90% of the colleges out there. You know, we go over our go-to attacks. We go over our re-shots. We go over our second shots. We go over our short offense. We go over different ties, collar tie offense, collar tie defense, leg defense, you know, when guys get in. Everything that every kid should know. It's when we get the most out of our kids when we're able to bring them in individually. Now, I know it's hard for you guys because there's not enough time in the day. But if you do get that free time and you're able to bring a kid in on a weekend or whatever it may be, or a club, and you're able to focus on what that kid does. All right, Mike Gray, he's not hitting double X. I had a chance to coach Mike, when he was competing at Cornell. And Mike Gray's not a double leg guy. He's single leg, single leg, single leg. So when we go into practice and we're doing, high crotches, singles, doubles, front headlocks, whatever it is, let's say 50% of the stuff Mike doesn't even do. But it's fundamentals of our program, and he should know them because he will get put in that situation and he knows how to react from there. But it's when those individuals come in where he's able to focus on, all right, we're going to do a half hour, 45 minutes, a straight single leg offense, finishes, defense, and in the areas of his concentration that he needs to do. That's how we kind of make the best out of being, at a school that we're at with the academics being so demanding. So Cam Simes, those of you who've ever watched Cam, seen him compete, he's not a really big, strong guy. He's actually really, really weak. He's got a great gas tank. He's long, and he's not hitting high crotches, doubles, and singles. No, he's hitting ankle picks. All right, we don't do ankle picks at Cornell. We don't go there in our practice and say, okay, now we're hitting ankle picks. No, we don't do that. But when we bring Cam in, the 3-4 times out of the week, that's what we focus on. We focus on those areas of concentration that is going to help him get better. Okay, so and different times of the year, like right now we're in preseason. We get a lot of our running, our lifting right now. We're getting on the mats sparingly because we're during preseason workouts. But once we start October 15th, we start official practices. We're going to get in and we're going to start doing some big volume. I'm sure when you guys start going up, you're going to be doing a lot of volume, trying to get in, trying to get in all that stuff that your program is built on. And so our practices, generally speaking, that first semester, with warming up, drilling, live wrestling, conditioning, is going to be close to 2 hours. I feel that's really, really long. Like I said, in high school, if you guys aren't working out in the morning before school, I remember Coach Madsen would have like 3-hour practices, maybe over 3-hour practices, it's just, and that's kind of what we needed to do because the time was permitted. There wasn't enough time. So we will do those block times, those 2 hours, and you get a lot of volume in. You're getting a lot of wrestling in, getting a lot of that technique and drilling. As that season kind of progresses, let's face it, guys, wrestling sucks. It's not fun. The only thing fun about wrestling is going out there and get your hand raised. I mean, that's fun. When you go out there and you can physically just dominate another person. There's nothing greater than that. All right? I know it sounds really sadistic and weird, but that's true. So practice isn't fun. So we try to make it as fun, most fun as you possibly can without losing sight of our goals. All right? And when we're talking about the whole sleep thing, getting our guys adequate amount of sleep, they feel different about coming in for their individuals. They feel more excited, focused getting in their individual workouts. Now, their individual workouts, not every one of them is all technique. We got guys on our team that technique is not the problem. It's mental toughness. So it could be we bring a guy in and we'll put him through whatever, a treadmill workout, a versatile climber workout, a plate workout, dumbbell stairs, whatever it is, just to kind of prepare them mentally for what is to come. So that first semester, we're doing a lot of kind of different things on that aspect. Starting to get into that second semester where you're competing a lot more. Our practices, generally speaking, will go towards the end of the season. We're in there an hour. You know all the technique. You've been doing it all season, hopefully all year. So conditioning shouldn't be a factor. You've been wrestling every day. You're competing every weekend. Get in and let's not talk about quantity. Let's talk about quality here. Get in a good quality, intense workout and get out because it gets long. The season is so long. We have one of the longest seasons out there for any sport. And it's intense. It's grueling. Some of these guys now, they're one-sport athletes, and they're spending all summer, all fall competing. So it kind of gets tiresome a little bit. Towards the end of the season, where some of these guys, where their parents are kind of pushing them a lot, and they can't wait for the season to be done. So trying to make it exciting, short, get in and get out. Intense workouts, I think is important. And what we do, some of the things that we do is we like to switch things up towards the end of the year. And like I said, it's it's hard for me to tell you guys this because I don't think you guys can do some of it, but just to give you an insight of what we do. When we get down towards the end of the year, probably the last month or so, we'll take 1 day a week where we'll have individual practices. We'll bring in the 10 starters, and it's all 4 coaches. We put them and a partner through a practice. It's a full-on practice, but it's directed everything towards them. And like I said, that's how we get the most out of our kids. We can't train like I did at Minnesota or someone else at Iowa or Okie State, where, to be honest with you, the academics are not a huge priority. Okay, so we have to do things a little bit different, and we do things like that. One thing, you build that relationship with those kids. You have a better relationship than just coach athlete. I tell parents when we recruit their kids, and this is the God's honest truth, that me, Mike, Rob, Cole, Jeremy Smith, we're never going to be able to replace you guys and your parents. But I want to be the next best damn thing. I want them to do for me like they do for you guys. And you guys are a huge integral part in their training and their development, because you guys are the next step, or you guys are the step to go on to college. So they're going to learn a lot of their fundamentals and their training aspects through you guys. So I want to be that next that rock in their development, where we put the time in with our kids on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, that we build that relationship, and our kids will do for us like they did for you and their parents. So we are not the norm. Cornell is not the norm. We do things absolutely different. And when I first got there and I sat down with Rob, I came from Minnesota, and I was like, Rob, what's our ultimate goal? He said, well, we want to win a national title. I said, all right, well, we need to do this, this, this. He's like, whoa, slow it down. I said, what do you mean? You want to win a national title? We've won national titles in Minnesota. This is what we got to do. He's like, listen, we cannot do that. I said, what do you mean we can't do it? He goes, our kids have to go to class. I said, no, you're right. So, our kids have to study for midterms and finals. And I'm like, you're right. So getting them up at like 4 in the morning to do some crazy workout is not cool, right? And he's like, no, it's not cool. So I wasn't a big fan of it until I actually got into it, and I watched some of these professors do studies on sleep and all this kind of stuff, and it kind of changed my outlook on it, really. And we found a happy medium. We sat down, we collaborated, and we found a happy medium, and we are doing phenomenal things at Cornell. We're doing things that I don't think we're even ever thought of. Have an Ivy League school accomplish some of the goals we've accomplished, and it's a collective group of people that have done this. Not just our coaches, but our parents, our administration, our faculty. They've all come together, and they're supportive of what we do. And we're on the verge of doing something really, really special, and it's going to happen. I guarantee it. I know these are big, bold words, but we're going to win a national title at Cornell. It's only a matter of time, getting the right people in the right place. But and I think it has to do a lot with our training and our academics and keeping our kids busy. It's the saying, idle hands are the devil's workshop. Without a doubt, if they're just sitting around doing nothing, that's what they're doing, nothing. We try to keep our guys as busy as possible, with their academics, with their training. And you come up to our facility, I welcome you guys anytime you guys ever want to come on up. I know it's a hike, but for whatever reason you guys want to come on up, we'd love to have you. You can check out what we have, what we do, and there isn't a time during the day you step into our facility that there's not guys working out on their own, not just because we tell them to, and they are in there working out on their own. And I didn't know that. I was at Minnesota, we worked out when we had to work out. When I was off, when I didn't have a workout, I was not in there. It's just how it was. It felt like we were there 24/7. So it's a little bit different. I welcome you guys to come on up, and if you have any questions pertaining to athletes, training, technique, whatever it is, I have some cards I brought down. Shoot me an email, give me a call. I think a lot of big programs out there. Your Iowas, your Okie States, your Minnesotas, Penn State. They're kind of like I said, we run things a little bit different. You guys want to get a hold of us, you probably can. Email me, shoot me a text, call me, cell phone, home, office. You can get a hold of us. All right. If you got questions, we are here to accommodate you guys just like we do our athletes, because you guys are producing the talent. We want it. So if we don't have a good relationship with you guys, hell, it's not going to happen. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, please, try and get a hold of any of us. We're pretty easy to track down, and we're here as a resource for you. And hopefully, get some guys up at Cornell. Have you guys got any questions about today? Anything that was showed or want to talk about?
Just what you said. When is your official season?
Our official practice begins October 15th. We are later than every other Division I school, Ivy League. So we have everyone has their conference rules. We're in the EIWA and the Ivy League. You have your Division I NCAA rules, you have your conference rules, and then we go ahead and slap an Ivy League rule in there. So all the Ivies start later than most Division I schools. And we are held to a little bit different training because of our academics. We have what's called a 49-day rest calendar that we need to schedule rest days throughout the season, and they can't be days that are already marked off for academic reasons, and that's particularly for academics. We need that. So we start behind the 8 ball a little bit, and we need to find the best possible way to make our machine work. So we feel we have the right people in the right places on our staff, through our club team. The other thing is that Ivy League schools don't redshirt. Technically, don't redshirt. We obviously Cornell red shirts. We call it a gray shirt. We have our guys. What we do is we have them get in. We have them defer their admission for 1 year. And they'll come up and train we're a regional training center, so they train with our club, our coaches, we're all regional training center coaches. They train in our facility. Right now, in particular, I don't know if you guys follow up with some of the recruiting, but last year, depending on what poll you look at, we signed arguably the #1 recruiting class in the country last year. And guys like Mark Gray, his brother, Alex Cisneros, Brian Realbuto, Dylan Palacio, Gabe